No, no, what am I supposed to do now? Hey, what is up YouTube? Kolst here with this video, which I don't know exactly how to do this, so we're just going to be telling the story of the last couple days in Arena, basically, because there was a patch, which we'll be talking about a little bit later, 24.6.2, to try to fix one of the major issues with Arena right now, but ended up introducing a bigger bug, which actually took out all of Arena for over 24 hours. So let's just get into talking about that, what that was here. It's a game-breaking bug in Arena right now with the new patch. I put this out because I just didn't have time to make a video, so I made a post so that more people would be aware. Because initially there was a bug that all random card generations and summons would do nothing. So I recommended you either don't update the client, because it was actually possible to play on the old client before it was updated and play against other people that were on the old thing. Alternatively, you just don't play Arena until it's fixed. And well, what ended up happening is that they actually took Arena down. So let's just go into exactly how we got here. So this is the initial update for dual class, patch 24.6. Hallow's End is coming to Arena. That is bringing dual class Arena, and this time they're kicking it old school. The eligible sets will be all sets from Classic through Legion of Explorers. This is stuff that if you've been watching Arena or playing, you know this already. But the key thing here, though, is that no modern cards. And there is Demon Hunter. So Demon Hunter doesn't have class cards, which is changing, which we'll talk about later. But essentially, here are the sets, and it's notable that they are using the basic and classic set. This is going to be key for everything that we're talking about here, not the modern core set. A lot of these issues, it seems, are coming from this and things just going on basically in Hearthstone's code end with, I imagine, unanticipated interactions, making things just break. Because what actually happened was when they put this patch live, the basic set was simply not in the game. I had a whole video talking about this, but basically the basic set here, this is like all of the cards that you would get by actually leveling up your account back in, before the core set existed. That's how you would get it. You level up each class and then you get access to, Frostbolt, Fireball, Polymorph, Flame Strike, all of these types of things. So that was very important because these are a lot of the cards that make classes feel like classes. Mage here, having one of the most important basic sets really made Mage not feel like Mage not having these cards. And I did make this poll asking people, how are they liking dual class Arena this year? Majority of people said either it's okay or they really don't like it. Most people did not like it too much. And I think the two main reasons for that, there's three main reasons. First of all the old cards, some people just don't like them because, they're not as quote-unquote interesting as some of the newer cards, but also a perceived lack of class cards, which they are addressing in these changes. And also, I think a big part of it is just the lack of the basic set, because without any of these cards, there's no Flame Strike, there's no Consecration, there's no Holy Nova. It turned the game a lot into a snowball fest of whoever would get on board first would just kind of win. Especially if they were a Demon Hunter, they could use that advantage to kill you very quickly. So then we move on to the next part of the story, which is patch 24.6.2, where they make the changes to address these issues. First of all, they did say that they are increasing the appearance rate of class cards globally, which as far as we know, they are still doing. So as of the game being fixed, this is now a thing. But also they fixed a bug where the basic set was missing from the draft pool. So now we have basic cards, right? Well, there was only one problem, that introducing this bug, as we mentioned earlier, they created another bug where all random cards, anything that creates a random summon, random add card to hand, or discover, doesn't matter, just doesn't work. So what that meant was if you played a Piloted Shredder, for example, Death Rattle summon a random 2-cost minion, well, it just didn't do anything. You just got nothing. It just died and there was nothing to replace it. You played a Tomb Spider, discover a beast in your hand. Well, it discovers there's no random cards to discover, so it's just a 4-mana 3/3. It didn't do anything. But there is a catch though. Some summons are bad, right? For example, if you have a Hungry Dragon, 4-mana 5/6, summon a random 1-cost minion from your opponent, they don't get it anymore. So you could abuse that to your advantage theoretically. But obviously this was a pretty serious bug for Arena because a lot of these cards, for example, Paladin Shredder is probably one of the biggest examples where it's like the whole point of the card is that you get that extra body, right? And it's really unfair if you play Arena mode, the mode that you actually pay an entry to, right? In either true money or gold. and then your card doesn't do what it's supposed to do, and then you lose. So as a result, this is something that obviously people figured out quite quickly because, for example, Piloted Shredder is a very common card. People started to realize, hey, there's a problem, and very quickly after the patch, Matt London tweeted, yeah, there's a problem. Probably shouldn't play Arena, just like I said. And this was at 1:50 p.m. my time, and then by 2:07 p.m. he tweeted again that Arena is disabled. We're continuing to work on this, and that is how you got to this screen here. If you tried to enter Arena, the game just like, nope, now you don't get to do that. And so we really had no idea, you know, how long this would take, how long we're going to be down. It turned out it would be down for, I believe, a little bit over, like, it was close to 30 hours, I believe, that Arena was down. But fortunately, Matt London did come to the rescue and resolved these technical issues. But an interesting thing about this is another previously thing that they didn't say they're going to do before. Maybe they had to do this to actually fix the bug for whatever technical reason, you know. But now Demon Hunter's Legacy set is now in the draft pool. Demon Hunter, being the class that didn't have any class cards before, it now has exactly 10 class cards draftable. Important note as well here is that if you were one of the players impacted, which they counted as basically anyone that actually played Arena during that 17-minute or so period that you could have patched the game and then actually started to play before everyone was kicked out, then you'll get a free Arena ticket. So it's good that they're doing what they can to resolve that problem there. And I'll just add a shout out to the Live Ops team. I don't know who's actually on that team, but apparently they are the guys who fixed this. So thank you to you guys. Oh, and one other note just from the patch notes, they also fixed the Khadgar Evil Twin interaction. If you're a Battlegrounds player, that was a major, not actually a bug, that was something they intended to do, but for some reason they used this hotfix to take it out. So a lot of Battlegrounds players might not be aware of that, so just wanted to signal boost that a little bit. So we'll talk about the Demon Hunter cards that are added in a second, but I just wanted to take this chance to just mention again. So we're at the situation now in Arena where the basic set is in, so a lot of these reactive cards and class cards, and a lot of them being spells, are in, and as well they've increased the rate of class cards. So if you didn't like how Arena was before, it might be a good time to jump back in and see if it's a little bit more enjoyable. I do believe it's Matt London said, or they said during one of these updates, that they're going to continue to address, because this might not be the greatest thing for balance, just because they just added a bunch of class cards in. Some classes will go up, some things will go down, but they said they'll be addressing that as well. Which is just notable because in past years, sometimes they just wouldn't balance during dual class at all. They just said, dual class, whatever, we don't care. But they're showing that they care this time, so I think that's good. And now let's talk about the Demon Hunter cards. So last thing, this is the Legacy set. There are 10 Demon Hunter cards in the Legacy set. The ones on the edge here is Sightless Watcher, which is 2 mana 3/2, which basically casts Tracking. That's a pretty good card. Coordinated Strike, nice reactive card, 3 mana, summon 3/1/1 rushes. Otherwise, most of these are like kind of okay cards. I don't think some of these are great for Demon Hunter, because for example, you know, Soul Cleave here, Chaos Nova, Eldrazi Warblades, these are kind of more defensive cards, so they're not exactly what Demon Hunter wants. With Demon Hunter, you just want to snowball and win off of tempo, right? But some of these cards are very good for that. Like Satyr Overseer is basically just an Inspire minion before Inspire existed. Chaos Strike is just a nice, you know, card you get free value for with refill. They have a nice tempo 1 drop. Inner Demon is a very nice finisher, but the biggest, most powerful card by far, I believe that Demon Hunter is getting, is the Glaive-Bound Adept. This is a card that I think was previously nerfed and might have been unnerfed. I forget exactly because it went through multiple changes. Not the most important thing, but anyway, this is a 5 mana 6/4, and just, you know, giving up 1 stat from vanilla, you get Battle Cry. If your hero attack this turn, deal 4 damage. So you can play this on turn 6 with the hero power, or on turn 5 if you happen to have a weapon equipped. So very, very powerful card here. Something that you might want to think about if you're against a Demon Hunter, but more realistically, you just hope they don't have this, because if they do, you're probably going to lose. So with that, I guess that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. That's just kind of what's been going on in Arena the last couple of days, if you've been wondering. I guess we'll take this chance to give a shout out to the Hearthstone team, because it's kind of what I see as an unfortunate situation. I don't want to blame anyone on the team for this, because, and you know, things happen, and they acted, you know, as quickly as they probably were able to resolve the issue, because I'm sure that they don't want an entire mode to be down any more than we do. But with that, I guess it'll be back to regularly scheduled programming for me. I already recorded some, I don't know, I might re-record, I don't really like how I did it, to be honest, but I'm going to be talking about the Death Knight cards at some point, and expect a handful of review videos out for the new Death Knight cards, and then also for all the new cards, because all the reveals are going on. It's going to be a little bit crazy for a while, but yeah. Because I will say the Death Knight class is looking very interesting, but yeah, with that, let's just cut this one off here. Thanks a lot for hanging out, everyone. forget to check us out on Twitch or whatever. I'll probably be streaming right around when this video goes live. So as usual, you can find my stream link, twitch.tv/kolst, in the description of the video. Thanks a lot again for hanging out. We'll see you guys in the next one.